You are 60, and retirement feels close enough now. Maybe your desk already feels strangely temporary every Monday morning now. You check your retirement account and think, almost there. Your spouse keeps asking when you will finally stop working for good. Before you hand over that badge, solve 5 problems while your paycheck gives you choices right now. Not someday. Before that final deposit disappears, prepare answers for problems that become harder without earned income. Start where your retirement calendar can betray you. Okay, number 1. Prepare for retirement happening earlier than planned. You may believe you control your exact retirement date. That belief feels comforting because your calendar already looks completely settled today. But real life does not always respect retirement calendars. The latest survey found nearly half of retirees stopped working earlier than they originally planned for themselves. Retirees reported 62 as their median retirement age, while workers expected 65. That difference can erase earning years, employer benefits, contributions. They were also supposed to keep your employer health coverage intact longer. Lose those years, and several retirement pieces change together. So ask yourself one uncomfortable question before anything important changes around you. What happens if your paycheck stops next year? Could one major repair force investment sales during a terrible market? Could weak markets appear while you have enough cash to avoid selling investments immediately at terrible prices? If not, your backup retirement plan needs work. You cannot predict every layoff, illness, caregiving emergency, or company decision moving retirement forward. You can prepare. Build enough accessible cash to handle a rough transition without immediately reaching into long-term investments too early. Delay new obligations that make your monthly life heavier. Then, test retirement using an earlier backup date, not only your perfect calendar date. The goal is giving yourself room before life chooses. Now, number 2, because this one can become painfully expensive after you leave work. You leave work Friday, but healthcare keeps charging Monday because doctors, prescriptions, premiums, and deductibles keep arriving. If you retire before 65, marketplace coverage can bridge lost job insurance before Medicare. Losing job-based coverage can also qualify you for special enrollment outside normal enrollment periods. But do not wait until retirement week to investigate. Price healthcare while you still have choices, employer information, income, and comparison time. Ask what your spouse's plan really costs after your employer stops contributing toward coverage. Then learn exactly when your Medicare enrollment should happen. Missing the right enrollment window can create penalties following you long after retirement begins. Delayed Part B enrollment can raise premiums when you lack a qualifying special enrollment period. The penalty generally adds 10% for each full year you delayed without qualifying coverage. If you use an HSA, please pay close attention. Medicare advises stopping HSA contributions 6 months before retirement or applying for Social Security. That timing detail can create an unpleasant tax problem if ignored. Solve healthcare before celebrating your final workday because coverage confusion becomes harder after employer support disappears later. Now, number 3, because fear can become expensive here. You may think claiming Social Security early feels safer. Immediate money feels real while future money feels uncertain. That reaction makes sense after decades depending on work. Your retirement date and Social Security claiming date remain separate decisions even when they coincide. For people born in 1960 or later, full retirement age is 67. Claiming at 62 can reduce your monthly benefit compared with waiting until full retirement age. At 62, that reduction can reach 30% when full retirement age is 67. Permanently, ask what you are actually buying by claiming earlier. Maybe earlier benefits reduce portfolio pressure during weak markets. Maybe your spouse changes the claiming strategy because survivor benefits and timing affect both of you directly. Those are reasons. The 2026 Trustees Project full scheduled retirement benefits through late 2032. Without changes, continuing income would cover about 78% of scheduled benefits after reserve depletion. Serious? Absolutely gone? No. So do not build your claiming decision around the idea that Social Security simply disappears someday entirely. Compare what claiming now gives you against what waiting may buy later. Then choose using your health, household needs, portfolio pressure, and desired income security. Now, number 4. Inspect every payment planning to retire with you. Your mortgage does not care about your retirement party. Neither does your car loan or credit card balance. Debt remains a major retirement pressure for American workers approaching the end of their careers right now. The latest survey found 65% of workers called debt a household problem. Half had credit card debt, while nearly 1/3 carried substantial non-mortgage debt. But that does not mean every mortgage must disappear. Maybe your mortgage rate is low, and keeping cash invested still makes sense. Maybe removing that payment gives you comfort and flexibility when markets become ugly. Either choice can make sense for your household. Still, every fixed payment raises the retirement income your plan must produce without salary. That matters when no employer deposit replenishes your account. So list every obligation that survives your final paycheck. Housing, cars, cards, loans, and family support all count. Then ask which payments deserve to cross retirement with you. Others may be reasonable because preserving liquidity keeps better options available. The mistake is drifting into retirement without choosing deliberately. Number 5, do not waste your final working year. You may already feel mentally retired at your desk, but your remaining paychecks still give you options that become harder once earned income disappears. For 2026, many workplace plans allow $24,500 in employee contributions before catch-ups. Workers 50 and older may receive extra catch-up contribution room when their plan permits it. If you are 60 through 63, your permitted catch-up amount can be higher. For eligible plans, that higher catch-up limit is $11,250. So ask what your remaining paychecks can still repair. Can you increase retirement contributions before earned income disappears? Can you build cash for one difficult market year without selling investments at terrible prices during retirement? Can one expensive debt disappear before your retirement begins? Can you repair your roof while salary still arrives? Can you replace an unreliable car before retirement income tightens and surprises feel larger? Can you map future taxes before investment withdrawals become part of your retirement paycheck? Do not spend your final working year imagining freedom. Use that year to purchase more financial flexibility. Because flexibility is what these 5 decisions really create. It helps when healthcare costs arrive differently than planned. It helps when debt limits your choices during weak markets. And it helps when life ignores your spreadsheet completely. You do not need zero uncertainty before retiring. Impossible, you need a plan that can absorb disappointment safely. So, before leaving work, answer these 5 questions honestly. What happens if your retirement date suddenly moves forward? Who pays health care before and after Medicare begins? When should your Social Security income actually start? Which fixed payments are following you into retirement? What can your final working year still improve? Answer those clearly, and your retirement date becomes real. One problem still sits underneath every calculation you made. You can solve everything on paper and still hesitate when the final workday arrives. You can understand every number and still fear losing your paycheck. Why? Because work has been your repair tool for decades. When something broke, you earned, adjusted spending, delayed plans, and kept moving until things worked. Retirement removes the tool you trusted most, future earnings. That fear is not another financial calculation anymore. It is psychological. And that is exactly where the next video begins.